My name's Derwin Anderson, and I'm married to Jacqueline. We celebrated 20 years this year. We have 4 children, Sebastian, Simone, Shiloh, and Sheridan, and I am from Tampa, Florida. So my undergraduate degrees are gerontology and chemistry. I was aiming to be a doctor, and the Lord subverted those plans and called me in ministry on my first missions trip when I was 18, and so I've been in ministry since. Whether it was private school teaching, I also taught public school as well, working for a nonprofit, missions organization, church planting, executive pastor, missions pastor, student pastor, so kind of been involved in a lot of different aspects of ministry. I would say what drew me to Northland was the Lord. I had no plans of returning to Florida. We just relocated from Georgia, outside of the Atlanta area, in Lilburn, Stone Mountain side, east side, and I had no plans of coming back to Florida, but the Lord was working. I've known Pastor Josh for several years, and he contacted me and let me know that he took a position at a church in Florida, and I said, that's good for you, and he said, at some point I will need an executive pastor, and I said, well, that's great. I hope the Lord fills that for you, because I just didn't want to move. But through different things, namely my wife praying for us to at some point return back to Florida if her sister ever had a child, which her sister is pregnant and due close to the end of this year. And so God just orchestrated a lot of different circumstances to show us that we needed to return to Florida, and so that's what brought us here to Northland. So my new role is assisting Pastor Josh in many aspects of all the things that he needs to accomplish as far as casting vision for the church, but really getting into the weeds of here's the why we want to do this, now how are we going to do this? So I'm the how guy, coming up with systems, maintaining the systems, helping the staff to maintain the systems, and just keeping us on the path to see our church literally do what we are supposed to do, and that's to love God, love others, and then serve the community. What am I most excited about moving forward for Northland? I think that is a really tough question because there's so many aspects of what I believe I'm going to do and enjoy, but then there are things that I don't and I can't even see that I'm going to be doing that kind of will bring all the bits and pieces together. And so I think I'm excited to see how God's going to bring the uniqueness of my ministry experiences, the uniqueness of who Northland is together for the future, for what God has in store for the next, as I've heard, 50 years of the church. We're excited to be here, and we're excited to see what God's going to do.